You've decided to bring home a rescue dog. Now what? Congratulations! You have been approved to foster or adopt a dog from Operation Paws for Homes. We are thrilled that you decided to foster or adopt, and we couldn't be happier that we are able to match you with a dog from OPH. This is a brief guide to help prepare you for your new furry companion. This guide is mostly geared to young or adult dogs, but is relevant even with puppies. Thank you for choosing to rescue. We will be covering the following, such as preparing your home, initial pickup, collars, leashes, harnesses, entering your home for the first time, the first 48 hours with your dog, walking them, some food, treats, and toys recommendations, training resources, and contact information. Puppy-proofing your home is just as important as baby-proofing. The first thing that you want to do is find a spot that your dog's crate will go. Their crate should be in a quiet location of your home to start. And remember that even if you're bringing home a puppy, you'll still want to have enough space for a larger crate as they grow. You can purchase a crate that will fit them at their full-grown size and use a separator to section off the space when they're small. Establish areas in your home and also out of your home that are for play or any areas that are off limits. You can use baby gates to block off these rooms or to block off stairs as well. Baby gates are also great for households with multiple dogs or homes with children so that the dogs can roam free out of their crates safely. Be sure to tidy up around your home to pick up any loose toys, food, small items that could be choking hazards, or anything deemed as toxic like candles or scented oils. When it's finally time to pick up your dog from transport or from their foster, remember that this dog does not know you and they're likely afraid and overwhelmed due to all of the changes that have occurred over the last few weeks. Each dog should be treated as a flight risk, which means that there's a good chance the dog would run away if given the opportunity. So please don't crowd the dog or hover over them. You do not want them to feel unsafe or intimidated by you, so it's important that your body language reflects that. Try not to push your face too close to theirs and avoid mouth kisses for now, as any quick or loud movements. Every dog should be transported home safely. The safest option is to transport your dog home in a crate. When loading and unloading the dog from the crate, make sure you're sufficiently blocking the door so that your dog can't jump past you. Try to keep a hand on the dog as much as possible. Slip leads are highly recommended for this because they can be easily removed from the dog once they're crated. However, all leashes should be removed when the dog is in the crates, as that the dog will often chew them. We understand that crates do not fit in every vehicle, so if you're not able to transport your dog in a crate, we recommend covering your seat with car seat covers, towels, or sheets. Some dogs can get car sick, and this also makes for easier cleanup and protect against hair, dander, and dirt. Once you have your dog in the back seat, please tether them using their leash or a doggy seatbelt for safety. With so many options available, we know it can be difficult to choose the appropriate collar, harness, and leash for your dog. And yes, we do recommend all three as the safest option for both you and your dog. There are 4 main types of collars: martingale, quick release, buckle, and studded. Martingale collars help from dogs backing out of them, and the extra loop can be used as safety protocol. These collars can't just fall off, and they're easy to slide on and off your dog when putting them into their crate. Quick release collars are the standard collars that you see most dogs with. They're great for identification and they're great for most dogs, but for dogs who are deemed as flight risks, they're not always the best option. The buckle collars are another standard collar. They are sturdier than the quick release collars, but they can be more challenging to take on and off when putting your dog into their crate. Studded collars, these collars are good when there's another dog in the house that can be rough and tend to play with the other dog by grabbing their collar. This could result in tragedy that we want to avoid. And I know that these collars might look scary, but they're really a great way to keep dogs safe during playtime. We recommend that dogs have collars on at all times, especially when outdoors, so they can be easily identified, or you can grab your dog if you need to if they're playing off leash. And we would like you to get a ID tag ASAP with your information on it for your dog. Wide collars tend to be safer than the thinner collars for the dogs as well. And just like collars, there are many types of harnesses available. Harnesses are the safest way to walk your dog for both of you. They provide you with more control and are much more comfortable and safer for your dog from a physical standpoint. They take the strain off of your dog's neck and distribute it either across their chest or their back, depending on the design of the harness. Traditional harnesses typically have a clip in the back, and they tend to be easy to put on and take off. They're comfortable for most dogs, and there are a lot of different styles to choose from. However, they don't always provide a lot of control over the bigger dogs who tend to pull. Easy walk harnesses discourage pulling, and they're adjustable and available in multiple different sizes. They're very lightweight, and they clip in the front to provide maximum support for strong pullers. Roughwear is a brand that personally I love, and they have a bunch of different harnesses available. The one in this picture is the front range harness. This harness is very versatile, and you can attach the leash from both the front or the back, providing the support for strong pullers with the option to clip to the back of the harness. Although you can clip the harness in the front, it may not offer as much support for pulling as the Easy Walk harness does. As far as leashes go, we strongly recommend non-retractable leashes for all dogs. You can also get leashes that are non-retractable that have handles to provide more support when walking your dog, especially if you do have a dog who tends to pull. Slip leads, as I mentioned earlier, are a great leash to have on hand to use as a backup leash on a walk or to have your dog wear around the home comfortably. Long lines are great options for your dogs to have outside as you begin to build trust with them, but not necessarily are comfortable with them off leash. Long lines will allow your dog the freedom to run or explore safely. Again, we do not recommend retractable leashes as they can be a very unsafe option. These leashes don't provide much control. They can snap, break, or wrap around you, so it's best to stick with non-retractable for both you and the dog. You're finally home. Now what? Please have your other pets secured before entering your home with your new dog. Your dog is enduring a lot with so many changes, and they do not know they're safe yet, which can cause them to react to situations that they wouldn't normally react to. Please take things slow. Do not introduce everything all at once. Give them a few days to 2 weeks before meeting your other pets, and make sure to establish an appropriate and safe place for them to officially meet inside or outside of your home. This dog has been through so many changes. Imagine if you were to go to sleep one night, wake up on an island, and nobody speaks your language. You might be defensive, act out, react differently than you normally would in certain scenarios. You would need time to adjust and understand what's happening around you, just like your new rescue dog. It is important to keep your pet in sight and on leash while you learn their habits. This means both inside and outside of your home for safety. If your dog is doing a lot of sniffing, that may mean that they need to go potty. Take your dog outside and praise them for going potty outside. Even if you have a fenced-in yard, please keep a leash on your dog while you're getting to know them. Some dogs can be diggers, fence climbers, or jumpers, and we want to make sure that everyone is safe. Remember that potty training can take some time, even with adult dogs. It's important to take the dogs out regularly and to keep things positive. Lots of praise, lots of treats, and remember, please don't use their crate as punishment. Remember, just have some patience, and the first month is always going to be the most challenging. Make sure you have a sturdy crate that's large enough for your dog to stand up and turn around in. As I mentioned before, keep in mind, although you might be bringing home a puppy, this dog will get bigger, and their crate should be large enough for them when they reach their full size. Your dog should be allowed access to their crate at all times, as this should be their safe zone. Start with some old towels or blankets that aren't important to you for their bedding, as it's likely the dog will probably tear it up. Save that comfy, expensive bed for later. Keep in mind, this dog may have never been in a crate before, and it can be scary for them. You want them to understand and learn that the crate is their safe place. It's their place to decompress and relax. Please feed your dog in their crate and give them high-value treats like cheese, peanut butter, chicken, or frozen stuffed Kongs so that they can start to see the crate as a positive place and not just somewhere that they go when you leave. Be sure to take off all collars, harnesses, and leashes when putting your dog in their crate. Only leave them with crate-safe toys when they're in their crate. These toys or treats are things that they cannot choke on when they're unsupervised. If you're able to start with short periods of time in their crate, that can give them some time to adjust to their new setup. We know you're so excited that you just brought home a new dog or puppy, but it's so important to not overwhelm them. These dogs have been through a lot with the transition, and they really need some time to decompress. Once you let your dog sniff around your home, give them some time in their crate to relax and decompress. If your dog gets nervous or anxious in the crate, you can zip tie all the corners to make sure they're safely enclosed. Also, make sure that the lever at the bottom of the crate is clipped to keep the tray from pushing out. Don't have visitors just yet. We know you want to show off your new family member, but we want them to get comfortable with you first. Wait a few days, if not a week or two, until they're relaxed and settled in their new home. Stay away from big public outings, as again, your dog will likely be overwhelmed with all of these changes. Keep things positive, light, and let them know that these changes are fun and shouldn't be scary. We know your dog might come to you dirty or smelly, so we understand that you might want to give them a bath right away. Use your best judgment to decide if your dog is okay with this or hold off if necessary. If your dog just got a spay or neuter, be careful about bathing, but make sure if the incision gets wet to dry it right away. Until you and your dog are both comfortable with each other and their new surroundings, we recommend when you walk them that you double leash the dog with a harness and a collar. You can clip the leash to both the collar and their harness depending on which products you use, or you can use a slip lead as your second leash. It's really important to keep control of your dog on walks as we don't know what might trigger or spook them. Please be aware of your surroundings and try to stay off your phone when you're walking them. You should always see any potential stimulus before your dog so that you can be prepared. Try to spot any squirrels, children, other dogs or animals to keep your dog's attention on you. And keep walks fun. Keep them relatively short for the first few weeks as your dog will already be overwhelmed as previously mentioned. You want your dog to know that walks are fun and not stressful. Bring treats with you to keep things positive and again, provide lots of praise when they potty outside. Just like collars, leashes, and harnesses, we know there's so many food and treats out there, so we wanted to give a few recommendations. But most importantly, when incorporating your new dog in a home, especially with other dogs, the dog should receive their bones and food separately to avoid any potential issues. We don't know the background of the dog, if they were deprived food or if they had to fight for their food, so it's always better to err on the side of caution. The same caution should also be taken with toys and with children. Food, bones, and toys should be kept away from children to start. We typically categorize treats in two categories: regular treats and high-value treats. Regular treats should be given for basic commands as positive reinforcement. You can even use your dog's kibble for their treats. Be sure to account for this at mealtime. We recommend positive reinforcement as the best way to teach your dog positive behavior. High-value treats are those cheese, hot dogs, peanut butter, and they should be given when you're trying to shape certain behavior, like the dog going in their crate, getting their attention on you versus stimulus, or anytime your dog might seem stressed to help turn that situation into a positive one. Frozen stuffed Kongs are great for mental enrichment and keeping your dog busy in their crate. You can stuff Kongs with things as simple as soaked kibble or the canned version of wet food of their kibble, or really any combination of that and other nutritional tasty items like peanut butter, cream cheese, or yogurt. But be careful when giving your dog peanut butter to not give them too much, as you don't want them to get sick. Other enrichment toys are food puzzlers, wobblers, licky mats, and snuffle mats. These toys make your dog work for their food, which is very good for mental stimulation. It's important to feed your dog a high-quality food and to not overfeed them. We know you want to spoil your new baby, but it's important to keep dogs healthy and lean. A few brands that we recommend are Kirkland Super Premium, Merrick's, Signature, or Tractor Supply for health. We highly recommend positive reinforcement training for your new dog. There are some great free assets on your Dog's Friend website, Dr. Dunbar's online classes, and we also offer a list of trainers that we partner with right on our website. IAABC is a great resource as well to plug in your zip code to populate certified dog trainers in your area. Do your research when selecting a trainer and make sure their methods align with what you're looking for. You're part of the OPH family now, and we're here to help in any way that we're able. Your first line of defense should be our website, as there's many resources available to you right there, or you can always reference your foster manual or your adoption manual. Any immediate behavioral emergencies, if you're experiencing any behavioral emergencies, you can contact Lori at ophrescue.org or Animal Control. But if contacting Animal Control, please be sure to get the officer's name and contact information and send it to Lori. Thank you again for choosing to rescue, and we hope you enjoy your new furry companion.